Wearing your mask, huh?
Chuck,
Hey, Jim, how are you?
good. How are you?
Doing well, thank you.
Good. Thanks for clarifying that I am not the dog in that picture.
I knew you'd like that. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
So that was a recent snowfall?
Yeah, well, we've had it. This is the third day in a row that we were out shoveling snow, and then when we had that big pile that I took the picture of, then I had to go back and we had to dig out our deck, which had just huge piles of snow out there, and then we couldn't open the back door because all the snow was keeping it from so we couldn't open the back door, so we were doing all that.
Mr. Johnson.
Yeah.
Chuck, how you doing?
I'm well, how are you?
Just fine.
Good, good. We're still several minutes before 7, so you see John, Jimmy?
What's that?
Do you see John?
Yeah, I see John. Yeah. So I see John and you.
Okay. Did you log in yesterday, Jim?
What do you mean log in to? Oh, yes, actually I did.
Yeah.
I was just playing around with it, and then I realized that I was doing it on the 19th instead of the 20th.
Yeah, I got an email that you had tried to log in, and I said, he probably misunderstood the date.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. How have you been, John?
Can't complain about a thing.
Good.
It's warm here.
Is it? How warm?
80s.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it up in your place, Jimmy?
What's the temperature? It's about, I think it was 35. No, I think it was 25.
It's 35 here right now. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
Bill Harlan.
Hey, there he is.
I know.
He can't hear us. He's trying. Oh, we can hear him. You hear us? You hear us okay, Mr. Harlan?
What?
You hear us okay?
Hear you okay? Yeah, I got to turn my volume up a little, I think.
And tilt your camera back down. We can't see anything but the top of your head.
Okay.
A little more. There you go. Oh, now right there. Perfect. Perfect. How have you been?
Good.
Good. Glad to hear it. It's 6:58. We'll wait a few more minutes.
Hey, Bill, thanks
Yeah.
very much for your help with that paperwork.
Well, did it work out? I mean,
Yes,
it got the job. Yeah.
we got
Good.
success.
What?
We have success.
Okay, good.
Would you do some legal work for him there, barrister?
I sent him some legal papers to cut and paste, I guess.
Oh,
I hope that's all he had to do. Yeah.
it was, those papers were not accompanied by a bill, an invoice?
No.
Okay,
No. Friends rate.
there you go, friends.
Friends and family rate. You get what you pay for.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why I asked. That's why my first question was, did it work? Did it work out?
When I first worked at Babcock and Wilcox, big government contractor for the Navy, nuclear propulsion systems for submarines and aircraft carriers, I'd always, if I needed something done, I'd go out to the shop, to the production guy on the job I was on, and I'd tell him, I got a government job I need you to work on. And he'd say, okay, Chuck, we'll take care of that for you. And whatever job it was, making some part I needed for the tractor, whatever it was, he'd slide it in on that government job and have, it wouldn't get billed but he would just make sure it got worked in between other legitimate work on that government job and take care of that for me. I had a number of things made over the years that way. Yeah. Oh, well.
They're not
No
nuclear.
invoice.
They're not glowing. They don't glow in the dark, do they?
No. Like I said, just a part for the tractor. I know I had an old antique iron bed that I needed to widen the frame on because it was so old, the old mattresses even the twin size mattresses that are sold today, oh, I'm sorry, Featherstone ones, were too big. So I had to make offset brackets to move the rails out so that a normal mat. Hey, John, how are you?
Good, Chuck. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Yeah, so that was the government
Hey,
job.
Chuck,
Yes.
you better hope the statute of limitations.
Yeah,
That's right.
Babcock and Wilcox was a long time ago, I think.
That's right. I think yeah. And Admiral Rickover is long dead, so he's the only guy that'd probably catch it. He used to come to the plant about once a year just to check on things, you know?
I'm sure that had a great effect on the workforce and the work being done for the Navy.
He was a detail guy, man. He got down into the nuts and bolts of everything. He was amazing, amazing.
Yeah, my buddy from high school who went to Annapolis, same time we were there, he went into submarines and had a Rickover interview for nuclear power school, and
Yeah.
pretty daunting experience.
Did you ever read any of the literature on Jimmy Carter's experience with Rickover?
Just his book, I guess.
Yeah, that's the only one I've read too. Yeah. Oh, somebody else, Lou Canonico. Hang on, let me admit him.
So the video about that building, the SEAC building, was quite impressive.
Yeah,
That's really something.
I got my pee-pee slapped for that video. Here's the story behind it. So I got invited to participate in the live presentation of that video along with, I don't know, there are probably 30 of us online. It was supposed to be company reps and Northrop, the president, and, you know, a few other guys from the class. So Bobby, who's the guy that works at AOG?
Current.
Bobby Currens says he's the one that set up the video meeting. He said, I'm going to record this. Okay, fine. So after the meeting, I said, what are you going to do with the recording? He said, I don't know how to manipulate it. I don't know how to make it available to people. And I said, well, send it to me. I'll do it. And I sent it back to him. I said, here's the link to the video. It's all done. I cut off some of the miscellaneous crap from the front and back. Here it is. He said, okay. After about 2 days, I said, how come you haven't sent it out to anybody yet? He said, I don't know how to post it. Oh, Jesus Christ. So I said, all right, I'll take care of it for you. And I made a YouTube video and I classified it as a public video because I didn't see anything in there that we should be ashamed or anything bad. And so I'm watching the Army Navy game on Saturday the 12th, and I get a call and I see it's Bobby Kern. And he says, you got to take that video down or you got to make it not public. You got to make it private. And I said, what the hell's going on? He said, apparently when you type in one of the keywords that is searchable on the video is SEAC, C-E-A-K, the Cyber and Engineering Academic Center. So when you type in the word SEAC, you get all kinds of other crap unrelated to the SEAC. And I still don't understand why that should be a reason to make it a private video rather than a public video. But anyway, I did. I mean, it's still, if you have the link, which I think everybody did, it's still visible, but it's now not searchable by the general public.
Millions of people around the world have that link by now, probably.
Who cares? Who cares? What was on that? Lou watched the whole thing. What was on that video that upset anybody? Jeez.
Wasteful government spending on fancy buildings.
How you been, Lou?
I've been fine, thank you. Hope you all are doing well.
Yeah. All right, it's 7:03. I don't see anybody else asking to be admitted to the room. I got an email from McKee. He's back in Virginia. He's not in Iowa anymore. So he's back in Virginia and he couldn't join us tonight. He had some kind of a deacons meeting at his church this evening, so he couldn't.
You think Sunday is a bad night for him and inevitably?
Well, it may be for him, but we have to,
Yeah.
What did Spock say in the Star Trek movie? The needs of the many, or what was that phrase? You guys have watched the Star Trek movie. Something about when he committed his life to save Captain Kirk. He said, the needs of the many outweigh the something of the few. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I can ask Craig if Sundays are typically bad. And we can try. What are you smiling about, Feathers?
I'm just enjoying the banter.
I can ask him if there's another time that's better, and we might move it around, although maybe that's why several people don't participate, because Sunday's a bad night. That's not a bad idea. I could send out a quick doodle poll saying, hey, for the next one, is there a day of the week that's better than Sunday night? And see what kind of response I get. Sure, it's a good idea.
What night's bad for you? That'd be,
For me,
what night? No, not for you, but for any
oh,
response.
to ask the
What night
question.
is no good for you.
There, instead of making it a positive, tell me what's good for you, make it the negative, what's bad for you. Okay, all right.
Yeah, because
Right.
at our, we've got such busy social calendars at night.
Yeah, with the COVID, I got all kind of shit going on, and now that I'm retired, I just, what are you gonna do? Yeah. Although I did sign up for Meals on Wheels on my,
To receive them?
yeah. Yeah, Holly can't cook anymore, so I'm getting Meals on Wheels. No, to deliver in the Canfield area here where I live. I signed up about a month ago and they never got back to me. Finally, one of them called back and said, gee, we apparently had a bad email for you or something. And
Were you part of the meals or part of the wheels?
I'm part of the wheels. I go pick up the meals at a local, not a food bank, but a local food kitchen. And then I'm at a route that takes me to well, it depends on the day of the week. I only do it 2 days a week. I had 7 on Tuesday and 8 on Thursday. I'm doing it Tuesdays and Thursdays. I pick the meals up at 10:30. Usually the last 2 times I've done it, I've been back home by an hour later, 11:30, 11:45. That's not a bad way to spend an hour and a half in the morning and
Well,
doing
that's
good for
great.
people. There's 3 veterans that I deliver to, old World War II guys in their 80s and early 90s. Yeah,
Yeah, and if there's anything really good in there, you can take it out before
that
they
way,
even.
if there's an extra meal, that's right. Yeah, if there's an extra meal.
Sorry, Mr. Smith, we ran a meal short today.
That's right, but here, I stopped
But
at
it
the
was good.
7-Eleven and I got you a Twinkie. You can have that.
You guys remember Paul Fozzie?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, well, he's in the Cincinnati area and he connected with me on LinkedIn. We're going to get a cup of coffee in the new year.
Great, that'll be fun.
I told him he was the first E3 person who ever contacted me
Oh, is
after
that right?
What
graduation.
about, what are we, chopped liver?
Oh, come on, you're classmates. I'm
Other
talking
than,
somebody
other than,
other
class.
than other than E3.
Right. Well, that's,
Was he a year behind or ahead of us? Or-
I think he was a year ahead of us.
yeah, that's my
Oh, yeah.
recollection. Huh, is he retired now? Or?
No, he's consulting. He was out in South Carolina, he said. Anyway, so I'll try and get a little bit of information, catch up with him.
Yeah, give him the link to our company webpage. Let him poke around there and look at faces that he hasn't seen at all.
Might buy a beanie hat.
Yeah, buy one of these hats that I don't have any more though. I've given them all away to our affiliated classes, class of 2022.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm trying to think of I texted one of them a couple of days ago asking, since they dismissed all the cadets immediately after the Army-Navy game, were any cadets tasked to stay back for the Air Force game or directed to come back for the Air Force game? And he said, no, and they let us go. They're encouraging those who live in the area to come back to see the game. But I didn't watch it on TV. I listened to it on the radio. Anyone watch it?
Yeah, I watched it. It was good. It was a good game.
Yeah.
Anyone in the stands?
They said there were only about 100 people in the stands.
Yeah. So not
Yeah.
many cadets came back. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, well, let's go around the table here and you can fill us in on what's going on since the last 6 weeks ago, I guess. Jimmy? you
6
first?
weeks ago.
Is that what it's been? I think. Jimmy, you first.
Main thing here is just digging out all of the snow. We just got bombarded with snow. It's just crazy. And we've been 3 days in a row. We've been going, Rosemary and I, and anybody else we can get to come and help us snow. Snow doing it by hand. We don't have a plow or anything like that. So 3 days in a row, we've gone out just shoveling.
How much did you get, Jim?
It's old after a while.
How much did you get?
We got at the end of our driveway, they come down at the top of the driveway with the plow, and at the end of the driveway, they pack them up. And it was about it must have been, it was about 10 or 12 feet. 10 or 12 feet. I have a picture of Rosemary standing out there in front of the big, we call it Galway Mountain. We live in Galway, New York. And Rosemary's in front of Galway Mountain there. And she's just like a little speck in there.
But yeah,
What was
go ahead.
what was the actual snow depth though?
Actually it was 3 feet. I remember now. Yeah, I went out on the deck, or actually Rosemary went out on her deck and put a ruler in there, and it was 36 inches.
Wow.
Yeah, and then today, so then today, we shoveled a lot. We shoveled a lot of our deck so that we could get the back door open to get out on the deck on that. And then we just finished shoveling it and everything. Then it started snowing all over again. So I don't know.
I see those Florida boys smirking on here.
Yeah. It's good exercise, I guess.
The family is all still healthy though? All your kids and grandkids?
Yeah, everybody's family. Yeah, our kids, all of our grandchildren are doing well, and yeah, knock on wood. I mean, we're all doing fine.
Glad to hear. Bill Harlan, what's up with you?
Well, I see now you've got a virtual background. I thought you had 6 beanie hats hanging on your wall behind you.
Yeah, I created a bunch of virtual backgrounds.
How about that?
Every time I have a video conference with those class weenies, in the class structure, Northrop and those guys, I put up different virtual backgrounds, and they all text me afterwards saying, "Gee, where'd you get those pictures?" I said, "You guys didn't take any pictures when you were at West Point?" It doesn't take a genius to figure out how to make a virtual background. Holy mackerel.
Well, maybe it does.
Yeah, maybe it does.
Well, if Kern's any example, I guess it does.
Yeah, isn't that
Yeah.
the truth? Gee,
Yeah.
Bill
So
Harlan.
we're spending, we go to this condo every year for a week at St. Augustine Beach. And we're over there this week. And the girls are here. Our son is working. He's back at this restaurant where I think he's part of the Christmas vacation, fill-in people. So he doesn't want to miss that, because he wants to catch back on with them for a steady job instead of being an extra guy.
Yeah.
But the 4 of us are over here and having a good time, although it's not much of Florida weather. It's cloudy and cool and rainy. So,
What does
but
cool mean?
Yeah, exactly.
cool, yeah, I don't have 3 feet of snow outside, or even in the weather forecast. So
Get
What
down
is
to
See, Bill, is it in the 50s?
yeah, it feels maybe the high 50s during the day.
Not bad.
Yeah. The water's probably in the low 50s. I mean, I'm sure the ocean is cold, but I haven't been out there.
What are
Hey,
the,
I'd be on the golf course if it was in the high 50s
Yeah,
here, but without any white stuff on the ground.
do you have snow there, Lou?
Yeah, we got about 4 inches, and then we got sleet and freezing rain on top of it, and then it's been cold. Most of it's gone now, but it hung around for a few days.
Willie, what's the state COVID restrictions like down there?
Well, we are familiar with this place and like the people, so they sent us a thing about all the precautions they're taking, and it's not very crowded at all, so it's not like we're stumbling over other guests. I think the snowbirds from Galway, New York, and Virginia and New Jersey, places like that, usually come in early in January, so we're just ahead of that. It's not very crowded right now. So,
But what is the governor clamped down on anything? What is the
no, he's following the lead of the president to try to open things up, and people are pretty upset, but he's got a solid majority, so he's not worried about worried people. Our daughter that's in the medical residency in Charlotte got a vaccination already. She was Friday of the first week.
Cool.
And so, it's like everybody says, you hardly even feel it.
Yeah.
A little soreness afterwards, but to me, the needle looks huge.
I
The
said
needle
the
looks like
same thing when
through
I
your arm. but it's so fine that it doesn't give you much trouble.
Yeah, good,
So
good, good. Glad to hear it. When you headed back south?
Saturday,
Okay.
west more.
Yeah, southwest. Southwest. Thank you. Hey, Johnny Johnson, what's been going on in your life?
Not much, same stuff, different day.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
But all good stuff.
all good
Yeah.
stuff. I can't complain about anything.
Yeah.
It's nice and warm here. You guys should try it. You know, Bill, it's too cold in St. Augustine for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
When we moved on the boat, we sold all our winter clothes, all of them. And I don't regret it at all.
Are you saying you're not going to head back up to Pittsburgh anytime soon? Is that what you're
No,
saying?
I
Okay.
am not.
Or even St.
Anybody in
Augustine.
Pittsburgh wants to see me, they
Yeah.
come down here.
Yeah, there you go.
Remember that day we were on your sailboat in St. Augustine? I
Yeah.
don't remember it being terribly cold, but it was a rainy, kind of a
Oh,
dismal
yeah.
day.
It was miserable.
Mm,
West Palm Beach, a little warmer.
A
yeah.
little warm. Yeah.
And how's Patty doing?
She's fine. She's still going to the gym.
Yeah.
She's working like crazy
And you're still riding every day?
every day.
You rode today?
Yeah, 6 days a week, 20
Okay.
miles.
What'd you do today? How many?
20.
20. Jesus Christ. Good Lord.
You ought to
You
be
must
a
have-
Meals on Wheels, John.
What's that?
You could deliver Meals on Wheels.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Get a basket.
You probably got thighs like Popeye's forearms. Come on.
I wish. I'm too old.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Don't
Anything
be
else?
wrong.
Anything else new, John, that you could share with us?
Another thing.
Okay. All right. Good. Lou, what's up with you, bud? Besides golfing when you can.
Well, I was going to say, I squeezed in as many rounds as I could before the weather closed down. Still working, usually about 25 hours a week when I got to work consulting.
Did I see that your engineering company finally killed your email address?
No, it still works.
Is it? I tried sending something there a couple of weeks ago and it got bounced back to me as undeliverable. So I haven't sent anything to it since.
Really?
Yeah, you're
No.
getting it at your personal address though, right?
Yeah, I'm getting it at the other one. But yeah, that one, the company one still works. I mean,
Okay, I must have just.
God knows that clients can reach me and bug the hell out of me when they want to. Other than that, not a whole lot going on. I'll do the fish dinner with my son and his family and their mother. Tara's still confined to the group home, so we're going to go over there Christmas morning, bring her presents and stuff. And they said they'll have the garage all set up for us to celebrate Christmas there. So, but
So you can actually be in the same room with her, socially distanced?
socially distanced, wear masks. Yeah.
What?
But
That's
yeah, at least we'll get to see her. And we're going to do a Zoom call Christmas Eve with my mom. She's 95 down in the assisted living down in Richmond. So we've done several of those with her. She's doing fine. I mean, knock on wood, she's got all of her mental capacity, all her physical capacity. And they had one isolated case of COVID in the whole facility. So,
Wow.
I mean, since the beginning?
yep. Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
And that one, actually, she came back from the hospital with COVID. No, they're doing an excellent job of keeping it clean and that sort of thing. But other than that, just watching a lot of football, eating too much. I'm not riding any bikes or anything like that. So
Yeah, yeah. Maybe I'll put a weight tracker on the website. You guys can keep posting your.
Oh,
We'll see
man.
we'll see what the slope looks like on everybody's weight.
Is the honor code still in effect?
That's right. Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah. Sure.
only time you don't want to be above average.
That's right. All right. Mr. Featherstone, how you been?
Pretty good, pretty good. And I think after the last call, we visited my dad in San Pedro, California, which is really southern part of LA. It's on the coast.
You flew there?
I'm sorry. Yeah, we flew there. We flew Delta. They leave the middle seat open, and
Yeah.
the worst, and the only thing we didn't really like is wearing a mask for about 8 or 9 hours a day, because you wear it once you get in the airport, through security in the lounge, on the plane, when you get off. It's just a long time. But, we had a good trip. My two sisters came in. My brother didn't make it because my dad, we weren't there for his 90th, but we were there a couple days before. We just planned the trip so that we could all be there together.
Where do your
Yeah.
sisters come in from? Where did they come in?
One comes in from Reno and one comes in just northwest of Dallas. They just moved from California to Texas.
Smart.
You got to get it. You got to get in line to get out of California these days. There's a waiting.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, we had a good visit. He's 90 and he plays tennis 3 times a week.
Gee.
He says he doesn't hit as many balls. And so the guys sometimes get frustrated with him. I tell him he needed to up his cookie game because they have cookie and coffee socially distanced at a picnic table, after the game. I said, so you get invited back. Let's see. His wife is 10 years younger than he is. And she had breast cancer a number of years ago. And my sister, who's a nurse, thinks that the chemo was too strong because she's a small woman and it just affected her and her balance. And then she had a sciatic nerve pain. And every time she'd move, it'd be, oh, And the interesting thing, he got somebody to come in to provide care 4 or 5 hours a day, 4 or 5 days a week. And this woman is a reflexologist and they do massage working on nerves. And this woman worked on my dad's wife once or twice. The pain's gone. She can walk without pain. And it's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. So,
So they're still in their own home, Feather?
yeah, they're still in their own home. Unfortunately, it's a 2-story, but anyway, they're making it. He still drives.
Wow.
Got rid of his wife's car. She can't drive anymore. So, COVID kind of killed her social life. He goes and plays golf once in a while with some buddies. He plays tennis. He goes to the Elks Club. They'll go to the Elks Club together and eat outside. And he used to have a group of guys he'd go shoot pistols with. But, California shut down the shooting range, the one they had. So, but they get together for a drink once in a while. Old ex-military guys.
Oh.
That's you in 20 years, Lou.
Hey, I've shot a weapon exactly once since I got out of the Army. It's not something I seek to do very often. I've had plenty of invites, but say thanks, but no thanks. My shoulder's still sore from that M14.
I've learned more about shooting since I've been out of the Army than I was in the Army. I've got some buddies and we go to a range maybe once a month, every other month.
Well, I know Reggie hasn't joined us, but he's got into the shooting sports quite a bit too. I don't know. You knew that, John, didn't you? I mean, he has his own reloading setup at home, and
He's got quite a setup.
yeah.
He built a AR-15 from parts,
Oh, is that right?
untraceable.
Oh.
Yeah.
Untraceable.
No serial numbers. Good.
He's ready for Beto O'Rourke to come get his gun.
he probably low crawls through the backyard in a ghillie suit trying to hide from the neighbors.
Any idea why he hasn't got on one of these, Chuck?
No, I have no firm idea. I know that every once in a while, I'll Facebook chat with his wife and just encourage her to let him know that we want to see him. I want to see, if he just wants to do a one-on-one, that's, I don't know I don't know what's going on. I have no.
Anyway, I talked a long time. We're doing fine. My youngest son's home, just had shoulder surgery Friday, and therapy started 8 o'clock Saturday morning.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
What
kind of surgery do you have? Rotator cuff?
No, it was the labrum.
Labrum. Torn labrum.
I Googled that, and they give you pictures, and they define medical terms with medical terms.
Right.
It's kind of like our lawyers there, huh?
I went to see my orthopedic surgeon last week for some issues in my shoulder. And I said, I don't want it to be a torn rotator cuff because my wife went through that surgery and the recovery was just brutal. And he maneuvered me around. He said, you might have a little arthritis. There's no indication you've got either a torn rotator cuff or a torn labrum. But he did say if I pulled 170-year-old men off the street that did not complain of any shoulder pain, I guarantee you I would find 60 of them, 60%, have either a partial tear of the labrum or the rotator cuff. But it's not bad enough to cause them any great reduction in their mobility, but it's just something that happens with age, I guess. And he told me to, keep going. He does not recommend he said, if you want an injection, if it starts hurting you worse, fine, but he's not going to do any shoulder surgery. And when a surgeon is recommending not doing surgery.
Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's good.
Yeah, you got a good one then. So.
Yeah, he was the one that replaced my knee 9 years ago. He's a pretty good guy. All right, what I've been doing, let's see, Lindy called me back didn't call me back to work, called me, excuse me. The president of the company called me, and when I retired back in the end of January, I told him, if you need anything, need any help with anything, give me a call. And I mentioned a few things he's going to need help on because I knew he would. And one of them is the new labor agreement. We have a union, and the 7-year contract, which is one I negotiated 7 years ago, and that getting 7 years out of a union is not an easy thing to do, let me tell you.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
Yeah. So I got a 7-year contract and had a really good relationship with the union. And I said, your agreement expires the end of January 2021, which is what, 6 weeks away?
Yeah, month and a half.
Yeah. I said, give me a call. I'll help you again. He said, great, I'll call you. And about the end of October, I sent him a note saying, hey, now's about the time we ought to start at least, hi, how you doing? Let's talk. Let's set a schedule. Okay, Chuck, let me think about it. Nothing. So last week he calls me in a panic saying, oh my God, the union agreement's going to expire at the end of January. You still willing to help? And I said, yeah, I am. So I've got the first meeting with the union. This time I'm not representing management. I'm sort of mediating between management and the union, because I obviously had a good relationship with the president and the managers, and I developed over the years a good relationship with the union. And I think they respected that in the last agreement 7 years ago. So hopefully the fact that we're getting a late start is not going to disadvantage us to the point that we can't get an agreement by the end of January. And even if we can't, I'm sure I can convince them to continue working under the existing contract until we do. So
How are they doing, Chuck? Do you know?
The company?
Yeah.
Not doing worth the shit.
Yeah.
We opened up a new plant 2 years ago down in South Carolina. First time we've expanded out of Ohio in North America in 2 years. We have a plant down in South America, but we opened up that plant and gave them targets of sales, and they have missed every target every month since we opened them up, and not by, $100,000. They've been missing it like $500,000, and I know that's going to come up in the union agreement too, because the union knows how poorly that plant's doing, because we let our financial records open to the union every month. We publish to them and everybody else in the company our profit and loss for the month and cumulative for the year. So they know how shitty that plant. And I'm sure they're going to say, shut that place down, bring that work back to Canfield. We can grow our union here a little if you bring that work back. And I think that's a good position for them to take. And we really should shut that place down. I mean, I looked at the financials the whole first year while I was employed there, and we didn't. And it looks even worse this year, although you can attribute some of the poor performance to COVID, but
Is there a union in South Carolina also?
no, that's,
No.
see, what their intent was to make that thing successful and then transfer all the Ohio work down to South Carolina. But what they have demonstrated is an inability to make that place successful. So if you can't do the simple shit, which is what we gave them to do, we're doing all the hard work up here. I mean, the engineering design works up here, the difficult technical modifications to the product are all done up here. We sent them just kind of the off the shelf stuff, and just, when a customer wants it, just put it in a box and ship it. You don't have to do anything to it. And they can't even make money doing that. It's just, it's sad. We've had people bail out. We only have 8 people down there, and 3 of them have quit in the last 6 months.
Really? What are the Chinese owners?
Well,
say
see,
about
that's
that?
it, because after 1 year of bad performance, I think we were able to sell it to the Chinese by saying, hey, it's the first full year of South Carolina. They're still getting their feet underneath them. But after a second full year, as bad as this one's been, the Chinese, they got no skin in the game. They'll just say, hey, get rid of the plant. There won't be any ifs, ands, or buts. We're not going to discuss it. Some Chinaman's going to say, get rid of the plant. And that's what we'll do. We'll eat whatever is remaining on the lease, which is pretty significant. I think we had a 7-year lease, so we'll have to pay off 5 of the 7 years of the lease, but that still will be cheaper in the long run than keeping that place open much longer, I'll tell you.
We're in South Carolina, Chuck.
Rock Hill, just across the,
Near
North
Charlotte,
Carolina border.
yeah,
just south of Charlotte.
right, just across the border, yeah. Nice place, nice plant, that can't make money though. What are you gonna do? I'm glad I don't.
Maybe there's more work for you, for Lindy.
Oh, helping them shut the plant down, I'd be happy to do that. No, there is some work. They've had me do some other work too here and there, but this is the first significant thing they've asked me to come back and do. Because this will be 12 to 20 hours a week between now and the end of January until we get the contract signed. So. Oh.
Okay.
Family's healthy here. My daughter's coming home from Lexington, I think Christmas Day, and will stay until my birthday on the 30th. Our birthday, John, excuse me. Our birthday on the 30th. And then she'll head back to Lexington. Yeah, she got a new job. I should have sent you guys that. She's now the executive director of the Kentucky Horse Council.
Wow.
And all the various horse organizations in the state. She doesn't control them, but she's kind of like a aggregator of all the horse, veterinary associations and thoroughbred associations and crap like that. So.
Wow.
So when is she going to get us some inside tips on some races, Chuck? So
Yeah, that's a good idea. I guess when the races start again. She's really worried about the future of thoroughbred racing. She has some great concerns that it's not going to survive. I don't know why she does.
What is threatening that? COVID? You can't get.
No, it's been threatened. I don't know what it is. She just,
PETA?
huh?
PETA?
No, I don't think it's that. That would have been my thought too, John, but.
I think it's all the other legalized betting that you can do now.
Yeah, I think that's probably it. They're not making money like they used to. That's right.
I know a lot of the racetracks around here have really cut back on their schedules as far as how much racing gets done.
She said there's an area in eastern Kentucky toward closer to the Appalachian Mountains in eastern Kentucky, where there's several thousand acres where it's become a thoroughbred dumping ground. She said people that can't afford to keep their thoroughbreds anymore because they don't want the vet bills and all that, drive out there at night, open up the gate on the trailer and let them loose. And she said there are thousands, not hundreds, thousands of thoroughbreds running around out there, not enough to eat, nobody taking care of them. I never heard that, but she said it's the saddest thing she's seen.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, Well, at 7:35, this thing automatically shuts down at 7:45. I'd like to go around once more to see if you've got, I want to talk about setting up the next one and what we can do to try to encourage more attendance. What I think I'd like to do, since the 6 of us seem to be pretty regular attendees, is maybe each of us pick 1 or 2 to personally reach out to. You've got all the emails and say, hey, we're having a great time on this. How about joining us next time?
Sure.
Do you think that would be a way to do it?
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Let's reach out for the survey about what day of the week is bad.
do that first.
We could
Yeah.
follow up right behind that.
Okay. And if you've got a preferences to any 2 of our classmates that you'd like to personally reach out to
Yeah.
about this, if not, I'll just assign it. I'll say, okay, you do.
That's fine.
Okay, yeah. I think we all have a good enough relationship with everybody out there that we can reach out to them personally. I'm surprised Mike D. Jones isn't on, or Greg Wong. They've been on a couple of times, yeah.
I want to reach out to Maggot.
You do? Okay, I'll make sure you get Maggot. That's fine. That's fine.
My original Beast Barracks roommate.
Oh, you know who else disappoints me? I mean, all the people that aren't on here disappoint me, but Bill Walsh, I haven't heard a thing from Bill Walsh since ever. So,
Yeah, I haven't seen him since we were in Colorado Springs at
right,
Fort Carson.
right.
Gosh.
He and Paul Labonte, I chatted, when we first started not these calls, but the website back before our 40th, Labonte reached out to me several times over the course of the first couple of years, right before our 40th reunion, and then he just kind of fell off the face of the earth. So I don't know. But he's still getting emails. I know that.
Would you give me Greg Wong?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yeah, I'll take him.
All right.
Well,
No,
Greg was on one, two
Yeah, he
ago?
was.
I think
Yeah.
Greg's a participator. What I want to look is guys who have not participated in any of the 4 we've done in the last year,
Oh, okay, that's fine.
and reach out to them. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Part of Greg's
any-
problem may be the time difference too.
I think it is. And it
What
might
time
be-
is it?
And I
and
think
why?
Mike Jones, he's facing those medical issues, and I think he's getting less and less comfortable in communicating with people.
Yeah.
Sure.
I think, yeah.
I was hoping that after he showed up at the last reunion, maybe Grove would be a little bit more active.
Yeah. So who wants to, Grove? Johnny, you're an MI guy with Grove. Why don't you reach out to Grove when I ask you to do it?
Sure.
Yeah,
Right.
you're right. Yeah, when he came to the reunion with his wife and son, I thought for sure he'd reconnect, but he hasn't. Yeah. We'll figure it out. And our Florida connection there, our 2 Florida connections ought to deal with Chamberlain and
Reggie.
Reggie Miller.
Tell Chamberlain if he gets on the next one, we'll all buy his books.
Yeah,
Did you see that mask picture he posted on the website?
it's pretty
I put up
good.
there with his
like a
helmet?
World War I helmet.
Yeah, that was good. I thought that was good too. Yeah.
I'm disappointed that he stopped writing his articles that that you have a link to that in
Yeah,
the
well,
site, because I thought those are wonderful. And his
They were.
last one was just as good as the others, and haven't heard from him for a year.
it was very well written. He might have been devoting his time to that new book too. That may have been.
Maybe, yeah.
All right, guys, close enough to 7:45. I had a great time seeing you again. I'll send out the little doodle survey about what days are not good for you, per Bill Harlan's request. And we'll look to do something end of January, beginning of February, that time period. That'd be
Sounds good.
6 to 8 weeks, something like that.
And you'll assign us 2 names or
Yeah,
something?
after I do that little survey and find out what day, so then you'll be able to talk to them very specifically. Hey, our next one is on this date. We'd sure like you to be there.
Oh, that's
I
great.
saw Hoot on the website.
Yeah, that's right. I meant to tell you that. Hoot sent me a mask picture. And,
Yeah.
in his
Maybe
robe,
he's
I don't know.
Maybe he's thinking about, coming out to these.
I hope so. I hope so. Yeah, that's, well, when we assign him, I'll make sure.
Yeah.
Hoot is one of the ones we reach out to. Okay,
Hey, Chuck,
guys.
Chuck, do you know when they're going to start putting out info on the reunion?
Yeah,
Well, the date's set, isn't it? It's early. It's like a week before graduation.
yeah,
in
the
May.
date is set, but the venue is not locked in place yet. There are a couple of other reunions that are trying to squeeze in that same week because they were delayed because of COVID. So there's all kind of issues. Because we're the 50th reunion class, we should be getting preference for everything reunion wise that week. But I know Northrop's fighting that. I mean, nothing has been released through the class committee for me to tell you. I mean, when it is, I will. I'm not going to hold anything back. Just like I didn't hold back any of those E3 donations to the class gift. You guys all saw those pitiful numbers. But what are you going to do? Yeah. I told you I wasn't going to beat on you. I'm just giving you the information. Here you go. All right, guys, it's been fun. Jimmy, any last comment?
No, just try to stay alive here with all the snow. Anybody
Yeah.
want some snow, let me know.
All right, I'll have you send it to us. John,
Yeah.
John Johnson, anything else?
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Bill Harlan?
No, it's good to see everybody. You guys are looking good.
Always good to see you guys. John Featherstone?
Now, I enjoy these, Chuck. Thanks for stepping up to lead this effort. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. Lou, any last words?
It's good to see everybody. Glad everybody's doing well. Happy holidays, and we'll see you next time.
All right, kids.
Sounds good.
See ya.
See you all.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.